Today was March 2, 1927, when Hall of Famer Babe Ruth signed a contract with the New York Yankees for a whopping $70,000 a year for 3 years. This contract made him the highest paid player in Major Leagues at that time. It is unheard of for a player nowadays to sign a contract like Babe Ruth's contract with the Yankees. Players who play professional sports now are way overpaid and make millions of dollars to do what kids do, play. I think professional athletes are being overpaid because of high salary caps, rookies demanding a lot of money, and superstar athletes getting a lot of money. Let's start by talking about salary caps. The average player in MLB makes more than the average player in any other sport and can easily be blamed for the rise in player salaries. The one thing that sets the NFL and NBA away from the MLB is the salary cap, which is why I think baseball is the worst offender of overpaying athletes. With no salary cap, the owners and general managers of MLB teams can pay players enormous amounts of money with no penalty as long as they can afford it. In the NBA and NFL, the owners and general managers have to keep organizations' payroll under the salary cap, or they will be faced with fines and penalties. The three highest payrolls in MLB are the New York Yankees, the Boston Red Sox, and the Philadelphia Phillies. These three teams, along with other teams with high payrolls, all have something in common. They win. Rich owners don't have to worry about building their teams from the ground up because they can afford to pay superstar free agents for many years. I think Major League Baseball needs to have a salary cap. A salary cap will be very beneficial to the game for a few reasons. First of all, it will help prevent overpaying athletes. Owners will be forced to reduce contracts or they'll be faced with fines. Second, it will force the general managers and owners to use more strategy when signing free agents. Finally, it will make the game more fair. Small market teams such as the Pittsburgh Pirates, who cannot afford to pay superstar athletes, will now be able to compete with large market teams like the Philadelphia Phillies. I think the MLB needs to adopt the salary cap, and the NBA and NFL need to lower their salary caps to prevent overpaying athletes. Another problem with salaries deals with rookies. There are some professional athletes who deserve to be paid a few million dollars, but rookies are not one of them. I understand most of them have worked their whole lives at becoming a professional athlete, but I still think they don't deserve to be paid like superstars when they are fresh out of college. Many rookies who are drafted in the first round sign monster contracts for having never played professional games in their career, and much of that money is guaranteed. Athletes who sign large contracts are often guaranteed a certain amount of money just for signing the contract. I don't think athletes, especially rookies, should be guaranteed money because a rookie could be a complete bust or get injured early in the season, but he will still be guaranteed millions of dollars. In 2007, the Oakland Raiders selected Marcus Russell first overall in the NFL draft. According to an article by Kevin Meeker, he signed a record-breaking $61 million contract, and $32 million was guaranteed. This would later backfire on the Raiders because Russell is considered one of the biggest busts in NFL history. This would later backfire on the Raiders. After a few years, Russell led the Raiders to only 7 wins in those years. Russell was then cut from the team, but the Raiders still owed him $32 million. He doesn't even play for the Raiders anymore, but the team is still paying him. Marcus Russell is a prime example of why the rookies should not be allowed to sign outrageous contracts because they have not proved themselves yet. I think restricting rookies from signing these contracts will help sports. First of all, owners like the Oakland Raiders owner will not have to take the risk of giving high draft picks a lot of money. If your rookie ends up being a bust or suffering a career-ending injury, the owner will not lose millions of dollars. Finally, it will make the rookies work even harder at becoming a better player. They won't be guaranteed millions of dollars, so they have to work extremely hard to earn it. Now let's talk about the problems with superstar athletes. In 2007, Alex Rodriguez set the records for baseball's highest contract when he signed for $275 million for 10 years with the New York Yankees. Superstar athletes such as Alex Rodriguez do not need to be paid this much money. This graph shows that Alex Rodriguez makes $172,000 for every payroll, while other normal jobs such as a lawyer makes $3,000 for every payroll, and a police officer makes only $2,000 for every payroll. One of the main reasons superstar athletes bug me is because some of them want more money, so they hold up training camp. They refuse to come to camp and help their team because they are selfish and think they need more money. In 2011, Tennessee Titans running back Chris Johnson held out from training camp. He demanded to be paid the highest paid running back. According to News One staff, the Titans agreed to his terms and they signed a $53 million contract for 4 years, and $30 million was guaranteed. He wanted to be paid like the highest running back, but in 2011 he did play like one. Johnson only ran for 4 touchdowns in 16 games, had career-low touchdowns, rushing yards, and yards per carry. The Titans paid him all this money, but he didn't earn it in 2011. These athletes who hold out from camp are only playing the game for money and are taking their skills for granted. They don't appreciate the fact that they get to play a sport for a living. There are many people who think athletes are not overpaid. They say athletes deserve to be paid millions of dollars because they sacrifice their bodies for the fans. In an article by Stephen Resnick, he explains why athletes are not overpaid. He shows how much money the top CEOs in America made in 2008. These CEOs make way more than a professional athlete, and the CEOs don't sacrifice their bodies like athletes do. Resnick goes on to say, another thing people don't really understand is how much work athletes do to stay in shape. Imagine how much effort, time, and sacrifice these athletes make. Whether it's missing out, spending time with their families, missing significant events in their children's lives, births, etc. Lastly, each time these athletes step onto a court, a field, a stadium, etc., there's a chance of serious injury. Some of these injuries can take over a year and a half to heal. Some heal rather quickly, and others cut their careers and professions short. Stephen Resnick believes athletes are not overpaid due to all the risks they have to take. He ends his article by saying NFL players die at a young age just to entertain their fans. Other sports such as baseball, basketball, hockey, and soccer all sacrifice their bodies for entertaining fans. People don't realize what happens to athletes after they retire. Their bodies start to break down. Bill Walton has had countless surgeries, and there are plenty of players in the same boat as Walton. In conclusion, I believe professional athletes are overpaid. The most overpaid players are those in the MLB. The reason they are overpaid is because the MLB has no salary cap, unlike the NFL and the NBA, which both have salary caps. I have a huge problem with rookies being paid a lot of money when they're fresh out of college. They have not proven themselves, so they don't deserve to be paid a lot. Superstar athletes can be selfish by holding out at camp so they can be paid more. But I think they deserve to be paid more than rookies because they have proven themselves. Stephen Resnick believes professional athletes are not overpaid because they have to take risks and sacrifices. Although Resnick had made good points, I think athletes are still overpaid. Money spent on professional athletes should be spent on better things. I think people like doctors, teachers, and police officers deserve to be paid higher than athletes because they're the people who help make the world better. I hope someday athletes will not be paid as much so people can use this money to make the world a better place.